Hello and welcome to What Map, the map review show for City Skylines. There are tens of thousands of maps in the workshop now, and so finding the right one for your next build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review one, using our 5-star rating for aesthetics, detail and gameplay potential, awarding only the very best the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Thursday's What Map, which I've decided to record during the rush hour, so there might be some noise in the background and I apologise in advance. Now today's map, first of all, doesn't look very interesting, does it? Actually, it doesn't look very interesting, but it's going to score quite highly regardless, so hang on to the end for that one. It's, and I've been saying this wrong to myself all morning, it's Tucson by blueybean. Tucson, not as I was incorrectly pronouncing it, and I'm not even going to say it because you can probably work out what I'm, you know, those words that you think you know and then you just can't get it, and then like Arkansas, you know that one, Arkansas, where you just read it and you just can't see it for looking. Well, I was having that with Tucson. But I fixed it in my head, I fixed it. Right, what do we need? We need Los Angeles theme and about 7 trees. And that's about it. So it should run quite nicely. Also Bonita Vista Valley theme, which is a very nice theme for deserts. And boy, is this a desert. In fact, it's pretty much all it is desert. And you might begrudge me in the end for voting this high because it's really quite disinteresting. But I'm being fair. And I'll try and explain myself as I go along as to why. First of all, highways, there's no grumble with this. I mean, very straight and easy to do. We're going under the rail bridge. We'll talk about those when we get to the rail. We've got straight and true highways, just cutting through very flat land, which is, as we said right at the beginning, dull and disinteresting. Now, interesting, the intersection ahead just clipped out and then clipped back in. I don't know why it would do that, but there we are. It's just Art Square. It's a generic intersection there, and we are quite close to water, so that's okay, I guess. There's not an awful lot of water running through there, so you'll want to expand. There's some water on the other side as well, but once again, it's just a lake, so you'll want to expand down towards the inlet down here where there's small water. And you've got the favourite Cloverleaf Junction. I'm not a fan personally, but I don't begrudge people for using it. Now this bridge, does it need to be raised quite as high as that? I don't know. Does it need to be a suspension bridge? Definitely not. Other than that, I have no faults with that bridge at all. It's okay, you know. I'm not jumping around getting excited about it. It's a fine bridge. And then we'll follow the highway off towards the very, 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 very distant fog. This could take a while. But I'm not going to fast forward because I think you and I need to spend some quality time together, you know. We don't talk like we used to, do we? We used to have in-depth, meaningful conversations, and now you just watch YouTube. Oh look, hang on, there's a glitch. Tiny little glitch in the highway. See, it was worth coming down here after all. See, I was right. See, you should listen to me more. You should. Okay, instead of criticising my every word. And I always put the toilet seat down, surely. Ah, the rail. Finally, we got to the rail. This is almost as exciting as the highways, guys and gals. This is, yes, cars going past my window. Shush, shush. I'm trying to speak. Yes, there's not much to say. We're going to have a change in terrain colour in a moment, so hold on to your hats for that one. Past a little shrubbery. It's a shrubbery. And then change the terrain colour. Do. That one goes off to the fog. That way. And there's a bridge, but we'll have a look at that when we have a look at the inlet. And then we got a bridge here. Now, okay, rail over road. I can just about tolerate if it's a gentle slope, but it's not. On the right, it's fairly steady, but still twice as steep as I'd like it to be. This is 4 times as steep as I'd like it to be. So we're kind of like losing detailing points here and there. But it doesn't take long to fix. We're going right past the watering hole there for the buffalo. I haven't seen any buffalo. It'd be nice to have seen a buffalo on this map, to be honest. Or a herd of them. That would have been even doubly lovely. That's potential detailing points lost there, I think. Anyway, we come to this rail intersection. And that goes off to the fog. Do you want to go that way? Really? Really? No. Bridge time. And it's the same as the last one, except for they're both just doubly steep rather than quadruply steep. And then we'll follow this around. And guess where this is going to go? Eventually. Like I was saying, yeah, you're leaving the toilet seat up. And we've discussed this. We've discussed... Oh, it's a bridge. We'll talk about toilet seat in a minute. Yeah. That's almost bearable. Oh, if they could have just increased the slope right the way up to the actual central part of the bridge, that almost would have worked. Right, okay, let's talk about something else American, shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Let's go to the definitive American restaurant. It's Hooters Restaurant. And it's one of those restaurants where, well, it's where you sit outside and you honk your car horn, your hooter, to get service outside. That's why you've got those parking bays there. And this is why Hooters Restaurant is called Hooters. For no other reason than you honk your horn to get served. Now, I quite like the shape of this. We've seen infinitesworld's work before. He did Shoe Carnival about 3 weeks ago. Hunt it down. It's a mighty fine American retail unit. And we've got here is a mighty fine American restaurant unit. I have no problems with it. I like it. Wouldn't work in a UK build, but it's cool. It's Hooters Restaurant by infinitesworld. Today's asset of the day. Right, back to Tucson, Arizona. And what we got here, we have a shipping route. So we have 4 rail connections and we've 4 highway connections. And we've even got a little river. This is not bad for a start location for the river. Kind of slightly hidden in the fog, but without being horrible. There's not a lot of water running down here. This is one thing to be said for sure. Under that rail bridge. I think we've got another water source just about here to pump the water up a little bit, and so we get a little bit of a broader, wider river forming now because of that. Possibly a third water source around here somewhere as well. And it's giving probably just enough water for when we get down to the start square for us to be able to start building our city. But it's still a little on the tight side, so I still recommend, once you've expanded out your start square, to head down past this this set of bridges, and here's your main water down there. Oh, look at that. That's nice water flow. Around the rocks. Little bit lumpy water, but yeah, okay, it's treacle rather than water, but it's still nice. It's still very soothing and relaxing and nice. Right, okay, so we've now had a look at the water. Let's have a look at that start square and how it relates to the water there. Where are we? So here, that's basically where you're going to be drawing from. So it's quite shallow, there's not a lot of water flow going through there, and you could drain that pretty quickly. Right, terrain. It's flat. It's really quite flat. You've got a few of these little shrubberies. Very, I think correct choice of trees as well, actually. There, I do feel that we are in an American desert situation. We've got the changing of textures around, which is obviously used by the resource painter. But if you remember looking at the resources at the beginning, it kind of looked real to me. It kind of looked believable, and I can swallow that. And then we've got some sand dune type things. I don't want to call these hills, but definitely texturing as we head in towards the mountains. Now, the mountains are definitely designed only to be used for backdrop. Yes, you can just about get into the foothills here, but where the mountains are, the actual unbuildable parts, is mostly up in the fog. So they are really there just for aesthetics, and they're not massively detailed, but they are going to be way off in the distance for most of your city build anyway, so it's not a big problem really, to be honest with you. What else have we got? Oh yes, one last thing, this little hill here. And the only use I've found for this hill is if you get in right behind it, you can you can hide from those mountains. You see? You see? Now you can't see the mountains. And the only other way of not seeing the mountains is to face away like that, you see. Okay? Right. That's the end of the map review. Let's give this thing some points. Aesthetically, it's okay actually. I mean, it's limited on what you can say about it, but it's 4 stars, basically. Detailing, there are a few minor problems with Minecraft, and there's not really much to do, so I'm going to give that a fair 3. Gameplay potential, look, all the connections are there, loads of build plane, nothing to stop you from building a huge city. It's 5 big fat juicy stars for gameplay potential. So yeah, that's Tucson by blueybean, today's map. It scores quite well. It's like I say, a little bit low on the detailing score, but that said, I have to say, it's going to get the BonBonB seal of approval. You see, maps don't have to be gloriously varied or just, you know, wonderful or detailed. Sometimes they just have to work. This map works. So let's do Tucson by blueybean. Catch me again tomorrow where we'll look at our 5th map of the week. Have a great day and I'll see you then.